Hello everybody, welcome to my channel Ashley's Treasure, and today we're going to do a little layout. This page was one of the scrapbook pages, and so on the back there was nothing. It was a one-sided, it wasn't double-sided scrapbook paper. So I wanted to do something different, and so I was looking on Pinterest trying to find ideas, and then I started thinking, something I haven't done in a long time? I haven't done any scrapbook layouts. And so I was looking up, ones that I've had saved or whatever that gave me ideas, and I saw one that kind of got me inspired. And so the night before, I was looking for my texture paste, and and also there's the picture that inspired me. I will try adding the link in the description box below if you want to see it. Granted, it is not really anything like this, but like what got me was I wanted to add texture, and it did have wood grain, and it kind of had like the torn look like I got on that page right now. Yes, so I was looking for my texture paste, and I forgot I had this stuff that is a type of texture paste, but it's called Snowflake. It's from Finnabair, which is like Prima Marketing, and it's kind of got like this glittery part. And since this winter theme, I thought, well, I might as well use it since I hardly use it. And so I did that the night before because it takes a really long time to dry. So first, I took the scrapbook paper and gave a tour look to it and distressed it. And then I kind of lightly drew where the paper's going to be, so I knew where to add paste and where not to, because it adds a lot of dimension, and so I didn't want the whole page. So I did that the night before and let it dry. And now I'm going through some scraps that I got. This is like the Tim Holtz. I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's like with the had many pieces. It was like categorized by color. It was a color palette. Is that what it was called? I can't remember, but I found pieces that I thought I could use because I want to do like a little cluster in the top left corner. And so I kept going through pieces trying to find things, and I ended up just using one little piece actually, which is that light blue like ticket, which is the only one that was Tim Holtz. But yes, so I really wanted to use the bird, the nuthatch that I fussy cut out from a children's book, and I needed something behind it and I couldn't figure it out. So I thought about using a vintage piece of one of the pages from the book that I was using, and it just didn't look right because it had like a yellow tone to it and it just wasn't right. So I found this piece of scrapbook paper from one of the other pages that like a scrap piece from the book that I'm making, album that I'm making. And I really like the colors that are going with it. It has all the colors that has it, like all the blues and the grays and the browns in it. And so I really like that. That looked a lot better. I definitely using some cheesecloth in the back, and I love using cheesecloth. I've used it in like everything. And I wanted to add some snowflakes in the background, so I found the stamp, which I think was Casercraft. It's an old one, and it's a Christmas one, but I just wanted the tiny snowflakes. That's what I was looking for, was tiny snowflakes. And so I was trying them out on a scrap piece of paper to see what it would look like. I think, was this pumice stone or that spruce? I can't remember, something spruce. And it just didn't look right. It was just too dark. And so I got this white ink that I got. It's like a pigment. It's from Hero Arts, and I think it's called something unicorn. I don't always use it that much, but I needed white snowflakes, and so it worked. And so I got a scrap piece of paper out from the original book, one of the spare pages, so I wouldn't get my desk all dirty. I didn't want ink all over the place. But yeah, I was just trying to figure out where I was going to put it because I didn't necessarily want the big snowflakes. I just wanted the little ones at the end. And so I got my block. I'm going to start inking it up and kind of applying where I want it, a little bit here and a little bit there. I was afraid of putting too much on there, but I end up needing to put more on there because the first time I set it on there, it didn't stamp well. It didn't completely show up. And then like the little bit on the right showed up, but like the center, like it didn't work. So I was like, oh boy, this isn't going to be good. So I'm getting the bird out to remember where exactly I wanted to stamp to make sure it's all in the right position. Now I know where I'm going to go, and not being afraid of adding ink this time, and just kind of scattering them all over. Brought the bird back out again to make sure I know how far up and how far down, because I don't want the whole page. I just want around the bird, and then I think I was going to do a little bit on the top right and the bottom right, so that the center is clear. Well, not clear, but doesn't have any snowflakes there. And just adding a little bit more here and there. And now I'm going to do some on the bottom right, inking it all up. And then trying to position it just right and applying it. Now it looks a lot darker now, but as it dried, it actually toned down. I don't know if it's because of the paper being on scrapbook paper or what, but normally it doesn't do that. But yeah, for some reason it was very, very dull. Like you could still see it, but like not that much. And then it still needed something behind the bird, like a different type of texture. So I found this really nice trim of lace that I've got a long time, like probably like 3 years ago, and I still haven't used it. And it had the right texture I was looking for. And so I'm trying to reposition everything to kind of see what it will look like, if this is going to work or not, which is kind of hard with cheesecloth. But yeah, I was trying to position everything just right, and they kept snagging on each other. I was getting a little frustrated, but I just kept going. But yeah, there's this little piece of paper embellishment that said field notes, and it had like light blue writing on it. And then but yeah, I used that little Tim Holtz little light blue ticket, and then that little white part that I was just touching, that's actually from a spare piece of paper from a die cut that I did with the Peter Rabbit journal that I made, and that was just a spare piece. And so I thought I might as well use it because it kind of had like a snowflake kind of look to it, and it just needed something round instead of just squares everywhere, so it needed that to like help break it up. And I really like where this is going so far. I'm gonna have the ticket on top. But yeah, I just kept those few colors. I was trying to keep that light blue the same as the bird, and then white, and then of course the light tan, because it's got that tan on the wood, and then there's a little bit on the bird, and then there's some on that scrapbook paper that I used right there. So there's like, at least I got 3 of the same color going on. And so I like where this is going, so I'm going to add some glue stick on here to help stick the cheesecloth down, so it'll stop wiggling everywhere, and it dries clear so it won't be seen. And then I'm going to add a line of glue to add the lace on there, the bird, first. And I'm using the art glitter glue. And whenever I use fabric or, lace or anything, I tend to have to use a decent amount for it to really stick. 'Cause it likes the fabric or lace, it really absorbs the glue. So I always have to put a decent amount to make it actually stick. So I'm just trying to make sure it's just right. And then turn around to see where this is going. And then next layer will be the strip of scrapbook paper. I'm trying to position it just right to know where to glue it down. And then I'm just going to keep dabbing little parts on the lace, so that it won't like goo through all those big holes. I didn't want glue gooing through there. So I'm just keep tapping glue onto the lace and then sticking the scrapbook paper onto it, like so. And then just pressing it down really good, making sure it's sticking. And then I was trying to do the other 3 pieces and position it just right, trying to remember where they were going to be. Sorry, this is like a little halfway out of frame. It's hard to see what you're doing and then seeing the camera at the same time. So I'm just getting those 3 little pieces where I want them, and I'm trying to like keep it in one spot and glue them together. And then glue the back of the little note part that says note or field note. And then realized I still need to glue the top part so that the bird would stick on it. So I get the glue back out and put some on the top and attach it to the bird. And now I'm adding glue at all the parts that's going to glue onto the page. And trying to get everything out of my way. But yeah, just trying to position it just right. And then pressing it down really good. Because there is some layers, you know, some dimension because of all the layers I got going on. And then gluing the rest of the bird down. It took a lot of glue gluing all this together. And now I'm going to take the scissors and cut the rest of the tree that won't be showing, the extra. Getting everything out of the way because I don't need them. And then here's kind of like a close-up of the texture paste, how it has a little bit of shine to it. And this is the product, the snowflake paste. But yeah, I still got a decent amount of it left, so I thought I might as well use it. And then this is the tool that I used to give that those lines. I really like how that turned out. Alright, so now I'm trying to add some glue stick on here, and hard to believe I am running out. And so I'm going to my big one, which is empty as well. So I really need to go get some more glue stick. But I needed to use this instead of the art glitter glue because the scrapbook paper, that wood grain, is very thin paper. And so if I use art glitter glue, you would see, like, feel where all the glue is, and it would leave warps, you know. And I don't like that. So that's why I was trying to use the art or the glue stick, and then I'll go around the edges with the art glitter glue. Because a little bit of the paper does go over the texture paste. So there's already going to be, you know, dimension, you know, feeling anyways. So I wasn't worried about that because I knew it was going to need that anyways because the glue stick wouldn't be strong enough to keep the paper onto the paste. So that part I did need to use art glitter glue. So I'm just going all around the little parts that didn't stick down with the glue stick with the with the art glitter glue. And then I had to press it and hold it for a few seconds for it to really stick. It took a little bit, but it did work. And here's kind of the end result. What it will look like with the next page next to it. This is how it's going to look in the journal. I really like the way it turned out. And here's a little close-up so you can see that texture paste again. So it actually looks like snow. I really like it. So yeah, I just needed something different and fun. I hope you liked it. If so, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll talk to you later.